Hi Gemini, welcome to your love reading for April 2019. This is Elizabeth from channelguidance.com. Okay, so I already shuffled the decks and you did have one jumping card. Let me show you what it is. The card that jumped for you was the Magician. So I feel like there's something, usually with this card, you are responsible for your own reality, and of course this is a love reading, so perhaps there's something that you need to do in the month of April. It could be if your marriage is really struggling, perhaps there's something that you and only you can do to fix it. If you're trying to reconnect with someone from the past, perhaps April is the perfect time to reach out to them. The Magician is about empowerment. This is about you creating your own reality. So let's go ahead and put this back in the deck, and we'll see if this comes up for you again. Okay, so let's start with 9 cards. This is a love reading for the sign of Gemini for April 2019. The first card that you have, Gemini, is Strength. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for April. 9 of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for April. The Emperor. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for April. Knight of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for April. 3 of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for April. Judgment. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for April. Star. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for April. The Devil. Love reading for the sign of Gemini for April. And the 6 of Cups. Okay, what's the most important thing that Gemini needs to hear about their love life for April 2019? The card that you have, Gemini, is the 2 of Swords. So to me, the 2 of Swords represents a really difficult decision. I feel like no matter what you have going on in the month of April, or no matter like what your situation is, there is going to be some type of decision or choice involved, whether it's you or it's your partner. And this is usually something that's really complicated, perhaps like, you know, deciding if you're going to leave a relationship, or deciding if you're going to marry someone, or deciding you're going to take somebody back. This is usually something very complicated. So we'll keep this in mind as we do the reading. Also, Gemini, if you would like to get a private reading with me, just go to my website, channelguidance.com. I'll put a link down below. Okay, so let's see what you have going on here. You have Strength, the 9 of Wands, and the Emperor. So, I mean, the Strength card is telling you to be brave. This is about you not listening to that inner voice that is whispering negative things. Perhaps you're thinking you're never going to be able to fix your marriage, or you feel like you're going to lose a partner. The Strength card is about quieting your inner fears and staying strong. However, with that said, you know, you have the 9 of Wands right next to it. So, I mean, the 9 of Wands is you feeling paranoid about something in your love life. Again, perhaps you feel that you're losing a relationship. Perhaps, you know, maybe you feel that you have to leave a relationship with the 2 of Swords. There is some type of difficult decision. With the 9 of Wands, you know, someone is just feeling really protective of themselves. And, I mean, this can even be your partner. The 9 of Wands can sometimes mean that someone does not want to open their heart, and they're holding back for some reason. So perhaps for some of you, you just have to be patient with someone who is holding back from you. Remember that you did have the Magician jump for you when I was properly shuffling. It was already on the desk. The Magician, this is telling you that you have to stay empowered as far as your love life for the month of April. Ironically, you have the Emperor, which is all about you taking control, staying empowered. This is about you taking charge of this. So, I mean, this is a general reading, so it's hard for me to say what this means for you, but I mean, the theme is fear. The theme is fear. There's something fear-based, whether it's you or it's your partner. With the Emperor here, this is about you taking control of that situation. So perhaps someone is holding back from you. Maybe they're not ready for a relationship. Maybe someone is having second thoughts about your marriage. The Emperor is saying stay in control, take charge of the situation. The Emperor is also about stability. So if you take control of whatever it is that's happening in your love life right now, the Emperor is telling you you can bring back that sense of stability in your relationship. But you do have to be patient, and you have to stay strong. Okay, so in the next row here, you have the Knight of Cups, the 3 of Cups, and Judgment. So perhaps for some of you, maybe those who are single, there can be an opportunity. The Knight of Cups can definitely be a new person coming into your life, a proposal for a relationship, but it can even be a proposal to get back together, especially with something like Judgment right next to it. I mean, Judgment, to me, this is one of the ultimate cards of a relationship coming back to life. And it can't be someone from the past, because you literally, I know I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but it's lined up with the past, the Six of Cups. It can be that you're giving someone a second chance, with Judgment being here. There's movement around your love life, whether it's the past or it's a relationship that you feel, a marriage that is struggling. I see a lot of happiness here for you. The Three of Cups, this can represent a marriage, but it's also just joy, sheer joy and happiness. You're celebrating a very positive development. So either you're celebrating a relationship coming back to life, or you're celebrating a new relationship, or that the fact that you're not losing a relationship. Again, the Strength card is saying stay strong. Maybe you're feeling very paranoid about your situation right now. Maybe you feel like someone's never coming back, or maybe you feel like you're going to lose your partner, you're going to lose your spouse. I see you being very happy here. You're very happy because something you thought was over and dead is not quite over or dead quite yet. There is movement around the situation. Now, down here, I mean, look at this. You've got the Star, the Devil, and the Six of Cups. So let's start with the past, because the Six of Cups does represent past energy. Someone from the past, or perhaps you can't stop thinking about an ex, or maybe they can't stop thinking about you. So the past is here, and the Star card, which to me represents hopes and wishes being granted. So if you want to reconnect with someone from the past, the energy is here. But I mean, for those who are already coupled, it could be, you know, if you want to kind of recapture what you had with your partner in the past, April is a perfect time to do this. The Star card does represent inner guidance. So I feel like you have to, again, this ties in with the Emperor and the Magician. This could be up to you. Because, I mean, look at this. You've got the Devil in between these two cards. And the Devil can represent fear, which we see up there, the Nine of Wands. Fear, strong pessimism, negativity. Maybe someone is just in a really bad place. Perhaps for some of you, there's a choice. Back to the main energy, the Two of Swords. You have a choice to take back a relationship where you're very kind of iffy about it. Like, I don't know, this ended really badly. Perhaps for some of you, the Devil can represent, you know, a relationship that maybe did not quite make you happy. This is maybe someone that broke your heart, or there's something kind of really harsh that happened in the relationship. Maybe that is the difficult choice that you have to make. Do you really want to let this person back into your life? I mean, for some of you, I see you reconnecting with someone, but again, it's hard to say in a general reading. There's some type of difficult choice, but I mean, the Devil can definitely represent just fear. Strong fears, which we do see up there with the Nine of Wands. Okay, let me get a few more cards for you. What other messages are there for the sign of Gemini for April? You have the Ace of Wands. What other messages are there for the sign of Gemini for April? You have the Ace of Swords. What other messages are there for Gemini for April? And the Seven of Swords. So you got two new beginnings here with the Seven of Swords. It's almost like, you know, there's a new opportunity for you in the month of April. I mean, you definitely have like a new energy here. Let me just show you. This is all new energy. This can be for those who are single, a new relationship or a new beginning in your existing relationship. It's all there for you. It's just you have to manifest it, with the Emperor coming up for you, and then the Magician had jumped for you as well. There's new energy, but it's like somebody needs a new perspective. Somebody needs maybe a different way of looking at love. Perhaps someone, I mean, the Devil is here. Perhaps someone is in a really dark place, and a really, you know, negative place when it comes to love. Definitely explains the Nine of Wands. Someone's very fear-based, but also maybe this is making you really paranoid about a relationship. I just feel here that with the Ace of Swords, like somebody needs a new perspective to be able to have this new beginning. Because the Ace of Wands, to me, this represents this completely starting over from scratch. So I mean, this can definitely represent a new beginning for those where you're apart, maybe you're not talking right now. Someone can also be changing their mind with the Ace of Swords. This can definitely represent a change of mind from someone who basically had been here, the Seven of Swords, someone who had been their own worst enemy. I mean, the Seven of Swords is also self-deceit. Someone maybe even who lied. The Seven of Swords can represent, you know, lying to someone who is two-faced. Maybe someone lied to you, broke your heart, and now they're changing their mind. There's a new beginning available for you if that's what you want. And again, I'm going to say it again, it ties in with the main energy. There is some type of difficult choice for Gemini. There's a choice for you. I mean, I feel like there are new beginnings around you right here. There are new beginnings. You have to take control with the Emperor being here. Like, you decide. That is why you have the main energy that you have, the Two of Swords. I see you being really happy, and there is some type of change around your love life in the month of April. For some, it can be, you know, taking somebody back from the past, but it can even be, you know, just movement in your current relationship, positive changes, or even a new relationship for those of you who are single. Okay, so let's get a few more cards from the confirmation deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Gemini for April? Look at that. The Devil has repeated itself. What other messages are there for Gemini for April? The Two of Swords. Interesting, because this is your main energy. Messages for Gemini for April. And the Ace of Pentacles, another new beginning. What's the most important message that Gemini needs to hear about their love life for April 2019? The Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is like the Tower to me, and this is telling you expect the unexpected. So it could be that, you know, for those who are single, you meet someone completely out of the blue and suddenly you're in a relationship. Or for those, you know, where you want to reconnect with someone from the past, because you do have the Six of Cups in this reading. Maybe, you know, when you least expect it, somebody is contacting you, telling you they're still thinking about you. The Knight of Swords is that kind of energy of expect anything, but this also represents things changing very quickly. So it could be that maybe you're in a difficult place. I mean, you have the Devil 2 times. This is your repeat card, unfortunately. There is another synchronicity, which I'm going to show you in a minute in the X spread. But I mean, there's something that's challenging you. I mean, the Devil, I won't lie to you, it's not a positive card, but I mean, this can represent there's a challenge that you need to fix in order to move on, because I do see positive changes in this reading. So I mean, there's either someone who's being very negative right now, or someone who's just not in a good place. And I mean, here it is again. The Two of Swords also is a repeat card. There's a difficult decision that Gemini needs to make. Difficult decision. This is usually something that's very difficult and complicated, where you'd rather not even touch it. You don't want to do it, but I mean, here it is. Oops, wrong place. So I mean, this is also around a new beginning, but I mean, it's, you know, it could be a new relationship. It could definitely be a new relationship. Maybe for those of you where you were in a relationship where there was a lot of negativity, maybe there was something unhealthy, maybe somebody new is coming into your life, and maybe you're undecided, maybe you don't know if you're ready for a relationship. But it can even be with this Ace of Pentacles, somebody wants a new beginning with you. Let's see if I can get everything in the shot here. You've got 3 new beginnings, actually 4 if we count Judgment. So just kind of keep in mind that for the month of April, you have new opportunities available to you. You know, whether that is new people coming into your life, or a new beginning with the person that you love. And yes, it can even be, you know, a new beginning with someone where there is a lot of problems, with the Devil being here 2 times. Maybe you even feel that it's become an unhealthy relationship. There's something really kind of harmful with this energy, like someone is their own worst enemy. I mean, you do have the Seven of Swords in this spread, or someone who cheated on you. The Devil can definitely represent that as well. That just fits in with that unhealthy relationship energy. There's a choice. I'm trying in my head to kind of wrap my brain around what's going on in this reading. It's very complicated. I'm not at all surprised this card has come up 2 times. I feel like you're going to struggle with making a decision, but you have major new beginning energy here. Just use your intuition. Use your intuition. You have strong inner guidance in the month of April. You have the Star. I see you being very happy here with the 3 of Cups, and you are surrounded by new beginnings. So whether you're giving someone a second chance, or there's somebody new coming into your life, I feel like you will make the right decision for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the X spread for those that just want to focus on that. I'm going to be using this deck right here. Let me just get these out of the way. And I will keep in mind what has come up here as we look at the X's. And again, for this X spread, it can be someone that you dated in a long-term relationship, or maybe just someone that you just kind of dated casually and you want to know if they're going to return. There was a jumping card. That's why I'm not showing you anything yet. There's a jumping card. Let me show you what it is. Unfortunately, it was this one. So this is why I was surprised to see that you had the Devil as a repeat card. So I mean, here's the situation right here. These, I mean, this was a card that jumped when I was properly shuffling the deck for the X spread, and then this card came out in the 9-card spread, and then this card came out from the confirmation deck. So, I mean, don't let this scare you or get you down. It could just be that your ex could be holding back. Keep in mind that you had the 9 of Wands, paranoid energy. And the Devil can mean, again, that someone's just really pessimistic. Maybe they're depressed, they're in a really dark place. We'll keep this in mind. Let me put it back in here. Put it back here in the middle. Okay. Show me the energies around Gemini and their ex for April. We have the 7 of Cups, Gemini and their ex for April. 3 of Cups, so this is a repeat card. Gemini and their ex for April. Ace of Cups, Gemini and their ex for April. 4 of Wands, Gemini and their ex for April. 4 of Cups, Gemini and their ex for April. And the Hierophant. Okay, so this is what you have. And this card here is a repeat card because this was in the first spread that I did for you. So, I mean, that is a very positive omen that you have this card repeat itself, because this is happiness. This is you feeling on top of the world because something very positive has happened. So I'll put it here. So, I mean, let's keep in mind that the Devil has come up a whole bunch of times. We won't count how many, I forgot already. But the Devil was there, and I told you, I feel like for some of you, it's just fear. It's just fear. And then you start off with something like the 7 of Cups. So, I mean, it could be that for some of you, you're confused. This can't be you, especially if you're confused about why someone left. The 7 of Cups is someone who's very emotional, and someone that is just kind of very lost. So it could be that maybe you don't know what really happened between you and your ex. Maybe someone left you unexpectedly. But it can even definitely represent their energy. Perhaps they're confused as far as, you know, coming back to you. That would definitely explain all the Devil energy in this spread. Again, being in a very difficult place. And that 2 of Swords energy that came up for you. Here it is. Repeat card as well. Perhaps they're making the difficult decision whether they're going to come back to you and they don't know what to do, which is basically what this card is saying. I don't know what to do. But you do have the 3 of Cups and the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups, this is a new beginning. So we're focusing only on exes, people who are no longer in your life for whatever reason. And I do see a new beginning here. The Ace of Cups is you rekindling your relationship. And you have the 3 of Cups as a repeat card in the spread. And this is you being extremely happy. This is you feeling on top of the world emotionally, because you have that new beginning. So although there's confusion here, just keep in mind with the 7 of Cups that this can be lack of clarity. I'm surprised you didn't have the Moon somewhere here, because with the 7 of Cups, you're so emotional, you're so just kind of out of it that you're not seeing things clearly. So it can definitely be that your ex maybe is not seeing things clearly right now. It's kind of ironic that you have the 3 of Cups and the 4 of Cups lined up. So although there's going to be happiness, there's unhappiness right now. So it can be that your ex, again, is not in a good place. But I mean, ironically, you have the 4 of Wands right next to it. So this is stability. And remember that you had the Emperor in the first spread. I'm saying take control, take charge of your love life right now in order to have that stability again. And I do see you being in a relationship with your ex again here. The 4 of Wands does represent commitment, stability, a relationship that is very strong. You have the Hierophant, which is not just telling you, I mean, it's a card of listening to your intuition, very spiritual energy, but it's also a card of kindred spirits and soulmates. Although maybe right now one soulmate is very unhappy. The 4 of Cups. Someone feels unfulfilled, someone feels isolated, and it could definitely be you feeling isolated without your partner. But this spread is kind of saying that there's something maybe that you're not seeing. Maybe you don't understand maybe what's going on emotionally, because there's a lot of emotional energy here. 7 of Cups, 3 of Cups, Ace of Cups, actually the 3 of Cups 2 times, and then the 4 of Cups. There's definitely a lot of emotion between you and your ex, and there is some difficult energy. I mean, the 7 of Cups and the 4 of Cups. There's unhappiness. Someone is starting to kind of just kind of really hold back and pull back within themselves. The 4 of Cups definitely ties in with that Devil energy, and they're not seeing things clearly. But I see you being very happy. The Three of Cups 2 times. The threes do represent growth and expansion. So I feel like the situation with your ex is going to change. There's still a lot of growing that needs to happen. You also have, ironically, 2 fours right next to each other. The fours do represent stability and a firm foundation. So maybe things were not quite as stable as they could have been the first time around. Maybe there was some changes that needed to happen while you were apart. And maybe the second time around, things will be much better. You also had the Strength card in the first spread that I did for you, telling you to stay strong, be brave. Don't listen to your inner fears. I mean, I see stability here. I see stability. And, you know, there's still change. The 2 threes up there. There's still change that needs to happen in the relationship. But I do see a new beginning. Let me get one last card for you. What final message is there for Gemini about their ex for April 2019? The 3 of Swords. So, I mean, this can definitely represent what happened. What happened when you broke up? What were the reasons that you broke up? Because this can also just represent that pain. That pain is still there. It's still, that painful energy has not quite gone away yet. So it could be that's why there were so many devils. Not just from these 2 decks, also from this deck as well that we use here. So, I mean, perhaps there's, you know, healing that needs to happen between you and your ex. Forgiveness. The 3 of Swords is, you know, the breakup card. But again, it also represents that someone is really hurting. It can definitely represent you, but you never know. Your ex might be hurting as well. They could be very confused. I keep going back to these cards because I feel like this is highly significant for you. A very, very difficult choice. Perhaps, you know, what happened with you and your ex was just so painful. I don't know, like somebody left you at the altar. Someone cheated on you with your best friend. I don't know, something really painful, something really difficult. And you have a choice now. Are you going to take them back? Can you trust them again? And you do have the Hierophant telling you to trust your intuition. Your intuition is never wrong. Okay, Gemini, this has been your love reading for April 2019. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll speak to you again next month.